Hi, good morning.
Yeah, so let's get started, right? So last 2 days we were more or less covered a lot on the theoretical aspects, and we went through data science, AI, ML, deep learning, all those things, what is what, and which falls under which part. And post then we had a brief introduction on modules, how to, what are the different modules we have, what is the module, how to install it, how to call it, how to use different modules. And then we saw a bit about pandas, data frames, and all of that. So mostly that's all we covered until yesterday. So today we will try to do some codings, so just I thought of, three simple programs which will leverage function and loops and everything, right? And then we will see a bit on the file import export, how to, so file import export essentially means text file. How would you bring in a text file into the Python, and how will we export it from Python? And because other than text file, let's say CSV or Excel will be covered under pandas. This will come under pandas. So we can probably ignore this one for now. Once we start pandas, we should be able to cover that. So just excluding this part, and then we will also touch a bit on the regular expression. So what is a regular expression and how, so what exactly this is? So yeah, so we can probably go ahead and get started. Now, first thing, a simple formula we will see, simple interest. How do we do it? So we know simple interest. The formula is like principal into rate into time, rate of interest and the principal amount. So that's how we calculate simple interest, right? So that's how we calculate simple interest, PRT into time. So if we try to do something like this in Python, so it seems these are the three inputs that we would need from the user that we have to store somewhere. And then it's essentially going to be a multiplication of A into B into C. So that will be your simple interest. So how can we do it? So Ranjit, can you tell me what is the first thing that we have to do? Ranjit?
Yes.
Yeah, so can you tell me what is the first thing we should do here? So the need is user will enter these three numbers and I have to tell the simple interest. We can, first thing is we have to take numbers from user. How can we do it? Using input function, right? So what we have to do is we have to just take these three inputs from the user, enter the. Now I wouldn't be able to run it on my end because my input function has some issue with my computer. It will not run, but you can just try it out on your end. So P is equal to input, enter the principal amount. R would be input of enter the rate of interest in decimal. So like 2 point something, 5 point something that. And then would be your, so T would be your enter the time period in years. So years as in like, let's say if it is in months, so how do we do it? We have to divide that by 12 essentially, right? So if let's say if the year of would be like, if it is 6 months, then we have to convert that into years. So it would be 6 divided by 12.5. That will be the value that user will enter here. So anyway, so once these three values are there, what we have to do essentially, we have to write a function as simple as that. Let's say SI is the name of the function, and this function will take three inputs, P and R into T. So P comma R comma T. Now, and then we can do SI is equal to P star R star T and return SI. So once we call this function, it has to be stored somewhere. So let's say the name is in interest one is equal to SI. I will just call it with these three values, PRT. And once this value is, I'll just have to print it out. The simple interest, interest is, and then comma, and then this variable, this will be it. So if I run this part, first time these three will be executed. It will ask for three inputs from user, and then it will come here. this part where it will call this function, take these three inputs, the whole thing will be calculated P into R into T divided by 100. So that is the main formula of simple interest. So it will be principal into rate into time divided by 100. This whole thing will be stored in SI, which will return the value that will be cached in this particular variable, and that will be my output. Now, there is one thing that we should do here. Let's say during input, we have to place a by default value, because if we put 0 on anything, I'm going to get a 0. So I have to put a default value here. Right. So during function calling, we have seen there is a default keyword argument. So what that will tell you is you have to specify this with a by default value. Otherwise, if someone enters a 0, so 0 into everything will be a 0, right? So we are making it 100. That is the principal amount. Rate of interest, we are making it 0.01 percentage. That is a minimum rate of interest. So let's say 0.1, 10% interest. That's what we are calculating, and the time is 1. So irrespective of any value the user enters, these three will be treated. If user enters a different value, it will be calculated. Otherwise, the simple interest will be calculated based on these values. That's it. So can you start executing this on your end and see if it is working or not?
Yeah, doing.
Oh, I'm getting an error. A simple error that I forgot to, take care of. The error it says is can't multiply sequence by non-integer of type string. Now, if you guys remember, input is a function which will always take values in the form of a string. So how to fix it? I have to manually convert this into an integer. So all I have to do is write integer on top of int. So this will convert the string to integer. So if I write like this, and if I run this code, it's not working. Yeah, that's a problem with my end. No, it's better that I don't run it. So this should work, right? Is it working?
Error is.
You're getting an error.
Yeah.
So what is the error?
Syntax error I'm getting.
Okay, what exactly it's saying?
Def SI P is equal to 100, like
If SI?
Def SI P is equal to 100, comma R is equal to 0. That line it is showing some error. Let me check it again from here.
Yeah, so have you made this change like integer at the top of it?
Yeah, I changed it.
Otherwise, they do one thing. Let's just take that out. I mean, just keep it P R T. That's it. P comma R comma T. Just put it like that. Don't put any default values. Just ignore the default values for now.
I think in SI is equal to, we have to forgot to close bracket, I guess. SI is equal to P star R star T is there, no? In there, I think we have to put double.
Yeah, so have you not placed double? So put P into R into T under one bracket divided by 100, then put the whole thing under another bracket, and then it should work. You put any numbers as principal, rate, and time, and it will give you an output.
Enter the principal.
Yeah, just put some numbers, no? 1000.
Enter the interest.
Here, just put it in decimal, like 10%, so 0.1. And the time put in years, let's say 3 years. So it's giving you the simple interest, right?
Yeah, the simple interest is number 1. The name P is not defined.
The name what?
The name P is not defined.
Name P is not defined. So how can that be? Because P we have defined at the top, right?
Enter the principal, I given 1000. Enter the interest rate, I have given 10%. And enter the years, 15 years. Right.
Can you quickly share your screen?
Yeah, I will share this.
On line 2, you have said capital P, but you are then defining it as lowercase p. Now Python is case sensitive, so the case should matter. Either it's uppercase, either it's lowercase. It cannot be same. So capital P, it's thinking as a different variable. Now put some numbers. So now that it's working. So that's how it is calculating. So 2, 3, 4. It's taking the taking the value from the user. Then your 6, 7, 8 is where it's taking those three numbers and doing the calculation. Now, for this case, the calculation is simple. It's just because simple interest calculation is itself is very simple. It's straightforward. But imagine if you had to do a compound interest or some other complicated banking formulas where you would need a lot of other formulas, or you have to, take a loop within a function, then within some if-else condition. So that would have been very different and critical. So yeah, so that is the thing. And on line 10, we are just calling the function with these three values we have taken from user, and that's it. Line 11 is where I'm saving it. Yeah, that's it. So that's what, yeah, you can stop sharing. So understood that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So that's really a simple one. Now, so this is one thing. Now, I was thinking of calculating this one, body mass index, but this one is also, this one will also fall in the same line, because essentially we calculate BMI, body mass index, in 703 into weight by height, weight of a person divided by height of a person. So it's a simple mathematical equation, right? So that's why let's not do it. Let's try to see something else. So imagine, so for solving this, what we have to do, we have to take these two inputs from the user, weight and height, or let me write it down. If I had to do this, then all I need to do is I need to take two input from user, weight and height, and this one would not be needed. Then enter the weight, enter the height. That's it. You will get weight and height, and here you will just need to pass two values, weight and height, and then that's it. Weight W divided by height into 703. So that's the formula to calculate BMI. And here you can just change the name of the function. You can change the name of the variable BMI, and here just do BMI is equal to weight comma height, and just save it in some BMI 1, and here also you need to change BMI 1, so the body mass index is, that's it. So if you run this, it will just calculate your body and body mass index. Now let's say we can make it complicated. How? Now let's say there is the let's say the need is if that person's BMI is in the right range or not. Like what we can say is optimum level BMI for let's say for both male female. So we can further make this a bit let's say let's do it here. So understand, so what the objective is? The objective is we have to calculate the body mass index of a person, and also on top of it we have to specify the weight status of that person, whether that person is overweight, underweight as per the height or not. So what is a good BMI, what is the range, right? So that is what we have to check. And the standards would be, let's say, I cannot recall it at this point exactly, but all I can say is somewhat around 19. If it is less than 19, we will call it as underweight, and the mean range would be somewhat around 30 or so, around 30 or so. Let's say 20 to 30 is normal weight. So these are not actual weights, these are what I could remember, and whenever it's more than 30, we are calling them overweight. So that's probably not good, and probably this is only for male or female, I cannot recall it at this point, but yeah, that's what roughly it was. So let's say the need is you take height, weight of a person, and you have to tell whether that person is underweight, normal weight, and overweight, these three. So how can we do it? So either we can, so first we have to calculate the BMI. That is the first thing. Once the BMI calculation is done, the next would be to check through if else that where exactly this particular BMI falls. If it is falls in this range, we have to do the else statement accordingly. So it's going to be another if else statement after the function. Now we can either plug the if else within the function, or we can keep it outside, that our wish, that is our call, complete. So let's keep it inside. Let's keep it inside. So in this stage, we have seen BMI is equal to sorry, weight divided by height, H, not T. Yeah, weight divided by height, this whole thing into 703. So my BMI calculation is done. So next I will do the if else. So if now, if my BMI is less than 19, then I will do a print saying you are underweight. Else if, so how can we write it? We can write it like this, or we can write it like this. Else if what I have to do, so there are two conditions here I have to write. Number one condition, uh, BMI should be greater than greater than 20, and BMI should be less than 30. So this particular condition, BMI should be greater than 20 and BMI should be less than 20. Now can we write in one line? We can certainly. So how can we do it? So we can write it like 20 greater than 20 less than BMI less than 30. So if you write like this is same as writing it two times using an and you know using like this. So these two are same. Either you can write it in two parts, or you can put a range and you can put the value in between that particular range. They both will mean the same thing. Because here, if you break it, this is one part, the highlighted one. It says BMI less than 30. Here also my need is BMI less than 30. So it's satisfied. The first condition is BMI is greater than 20. Here it says 20 is less than BMI, which means BMI is greater than 20, right? Just in that other way around. So we can do it either way. So what if we write like if 20 is less than BMI is less than 30. Now, if this condition matches, then it will give a print statement saying you are healthy and let's say fit, right? So this until this part is done, what we are left with greater than 30. So if greater than 30. So if either we can write this or we can just put it under the else statement, because anyway it's going to come here. Let's say the value is 35. So it's not going to fall in either of them. So it's anyway going to roll down here. Let's take one more thing. Let's put an equal to here. Let's put an equal to here. Why? Because what if the value is 19? If I put less than, it's not going to consider 19 itself. It's going to consider 18.9, those values. Similarly, if I put less than 20, it's not going to count 20 exactly, and all the lesser values is going to count. So let's put an equal to, so we don't miss as any single value. Else print you are overweight. You are overweight. That's it. So if we are doing this, then there's no point of printing this line. So we can just ignore it, because the print is happening within the function. And like I said, we can keep this if else condition outside also. So that is our wish. Anything will work. There is nothing wrong or error in it. So just try running this particular thing and it will tell you so where exactly do you fit. So for me, I will not use the input one, because that is going to give me an error. So I will just going to put some manual. Let's say the 75 and your height is 165. I think height weight, yeah, it's in meter, and so it says you are overweight. And else, let's say print the BMI as well. BMI 319. So how the BMI calculation, how? So it happens in like this. So the weight should be the weight in kilograms. So that's the condition, and height should be in inches. So if we keep this in mind, weight in kilograms. So let's say the weight of a person is 75 and height in inches. So height in inches, enter the height in inches, enter the height in kgs. So let's say somebody is 6 foot, right? So 6 foot means 6 into, so 6 into 12. So that person's is 72 inches, right? 72 inches. So if I do like this, let's say the weight of a person is 75 and the height that person is 6 foot. So his height will be 72 inches. So if I run this, oh no, I made a small mistake. Wait, this should be in pounds and height in inches, right? Now, how to convert kg to pound? Let's see it once. Kg to pounds. 1 kg is equal to 2.2 pound. So 1 kg is equal to 2.2 pounds. So that's how we can do the conversion. And inches we have seen what? 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, right? So this should be in pounds. So we have to, if we put the height in kilograms, because that's what I've written. If I put the height in kilograms, so I have to convert the height into pound first. So that means I have to multiply it with 2.2. So W star 2.2. So that is the first thing I have to do. W into 2.2. Then divide that by height. Height is in inches, so that is fine. There's no issue with it. So if I run this now, it says, is it something going wrong or what? Weight divided by height is whole thing into. mm, wait, it should be height square H star H. Hmm. Yes, now it is working. What is the BMI 22? Yes, now it is working. So I made couple of mistakes in that calculation. So lot of things we changed. Lot of things we changed. So now let's keep it like this for you guys. So you can probably, just write it down and yeah. So this will be the exact one. So what I'm doing, I'm taking users weight from users in kilograms in kg, and then I am converting that into pounds by multiplying that into 2.2. So that is, happening within the BMI calculation. And height I'm taking directly in inches. That's pretty easy because 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So that 5.5, if somebody is height, then that will be into 12, and that will give you the height in inches. So the formula was height into height. So I missed that. So that is one thing that I miss. Yeah, kg divided by meter square. So yeah, so this is the formula that we used. If you can see my screen, BMI is equal to 703 into weight by height square. So weight in pounds, height in inches. So you could have also done this one where weight will be in kilograms and height square will be in meters. It's essentially the same thing. So yeah, that's it now. And after that, the simple if else condition, if BMI is less than equal to 19, then you are underweight. Else, if BMI is between this particular range, then you are healthy and fit. If it is more than 30, then you are overweight. So you can just put your height and weight and you can just, check where exactly do you fit. So that would be very much practical and, with real use cases. So yeah, so that's on the BMI one. So any doubts on this one? On how did we calculate the body mass index? Ranjit, Sian?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, that's it. And so that's how you take values and just a bit of things. And let's do some, okay, so the one I was thinking to create a calculator. So so understand the basic thing. So what calculator does? So calculator basically takes in uh, inputs from users, and after taking the inputs, it just does the calculation, whether it's addition, deletion, subtraction, multiplication, or anything. So if I have to create a calculator, every time I have to ask user what exactly the user want to do. So the first thing would be I have to take values from users, right? So that is the first thing. Let's say the values are A and B. So enter A number, enter number, and here also write enter number. So user will write two numbers that will be saved as A and B in the integer format. Now, once this part is done, then what I have to do, I have to constantly display something to the user. Like let's say input. How can I display something to the user? Input. Please select accordingly. Now what is that? How do you select accordingly? So it will be like 1 addition, 2 for subtraction, let's say 3 for multiplication, and 4 for division. These are the four inputs that the user should specify. Right now, this is my input, so I have to store it somewhere. So how will I store it? I will store it as, let's say selection is equal to this. So selection is where user will select any of the values 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will select this one. And then what I have to do, I have to, write an if else condition, which will select which of the things I want to do. So how can I do it? So just simple, I will write if select is equal to 1. Then what will I do? I have to call that particular function. Call addition. Now, what I have to do now, I have to write a function which will just do the addition. So def add a comma b. It will take these two values only and return a plus b. That's it. Again, what I have to do, let's say def subtraction is what I want to do. So it will be a comma b. This return a minus b. Then let's say I want to write another one, def which will do the multiplication. A by b return a star b, and last one would be define division. A by b and return sorry, I've written a small mistake, a comma b and return a by b. So now that I have defined all the four functions, so essentially I have to call them up. As simple as that. So what I have to do every time, I have to just call this particular function, right? So if select is equal to 1, then you need to call add, and you have to pass these two values, a, b, right? So once this part is done, it will return the summation. So what you need to do, you need to just store it somewhere. So let's say f is equal to this. I'm just storing the values which comes from there, and all I need to do is just print it to the user. Your addition value is, and just put a comma and f. So this will just show the, the final addition that has been happened. So this is one part. Now, else if select is equal to 2, then again it will do the same thing. Let me just copy this whole thing here again. F is equal to, now for 2 it will be subtraction. So I have to call this function sub. Your subtraction value is, it's just going to give the subtraction values. Next, if select is equal to 3, then again same thing. So 3 means it's a multiplication, so this time I have to call the mult function. So your multiplication value is this. And else if select is equal to 4, select is equal to 4, in that case f is equal to 4 stands for division. If your division value is this, that's it. This will work. Now the problem is, what if I press some other values? I have not taken care of that. Let's see what I'm talking about. So for now, I'm just manually entering some number. One number is 150 and another number is 78. So if I run this now, it will ask me what I want to do, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So let's say if I press 1, see, it's not working. So that is the problem here. I will not be able to do it from my end. So you only have to try it out on your end. Mine will not work. So what I'm saying is, if let's say it's asking for only 4 values, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and based on 1, 2, 3, 4, I am doing this operation. But what if somebody presses 5 or 6? It will throw an error. my sister, this thing will, the program will give an error, but that is not how traditionally it should be. So it should tell the user that, hey, this one does not exist. Please enter something else. So how to tackle that? Just put another else statement here. Else, just put a print here. And in that print, you have to say your uh, options are you have please, or just say like, please select within one, two, please select within this 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this will what this will do, so this will take care of the other than 1, 2, 3, 4 value. So every time it you press a 5 or 6, it will say, no, you have entered a wrong number, so it's please select within 1, 2, 3, 4. But uh, this one will not be accurate because this will work only once. This if else will work only once. So how can we fix that? So all we have to do it, we have to, so this would be more of like this. While user is entering some number, this should go on. User is entering some number, uh, this calculator should go on. Calculator should go on, right? So that is how it should be. So, so if you are following me, so this will work only once. This will work only once. It will happen only once. But what I need is, I need to ensure so like this keeps on going for, ever and ever. So this cannot be like a one-time entry, rather than this should be multiple. So okay, so that would be a different, so that would be like, this whole code whatever we have written should be under the while statement. And the while statement's condition should be, while user is interested to play this calculator, you keep on doing you keep on doing the if else over and over again, and don't stop. And just like don't stop or something. So that is how it should be. uh that is how you want the calculator to go on. So have you guys tried it on your end?
Now we are trying it, but we are getting some errors.
Getting some errors. So what type of errors?
Invalid syntax.
You're getting syntax error.
Yeah.
So what syntax error you're getting? Just show me your screen. If okay, just go up. No, this is not okay. You have completely missed the indentation. So in line 11 and 12, so that line 12 elif should be like line 9, because that's how it works. So click on line 12. Click on line 12. Yeah. Yes. Yes, exactly. So that is how the indentation will work. And same for line, yes, 18 also, and line 21 also. So that else should, so because this is one block. This is one block, and also you need to drag the these ones, so like line 7, 8 should be similar to line 11, 12. See, line 11 has been shifted a lot. So just click on line 11, go to that extreme right hand side, 2, then colon, and then hit an enter. So after 2, just hit an enter. Yeah, so that's where your F and print should be. That's where it should start. So you have given a lot of spaces after that. Just the easy way would be, no, this is, yeah, so this was fine. Just bring line 9 same as line 7. Just click on backspace. Backspace one more time. Yes. So it will auto align to the previous one. That is the advantage of Python.
Okay.
Similarly, click on line 12. F is equal to sub. Backspace, backspace. Yes. See, it works. And same. No. Don't make that change. Don't make that change. So click it. See, the easy one would be click on backspace one more time. One more time. Yes, now hit enter and see where it, yeah, exactly. That's where it should be. So you don't need to make any more further changes or space or anything. So Python understood that this is where the next statement should be. So that will come under this else if block. So that's where it places it there. So that is what you have to respect. So just bring the print on line 12, same as line F on line number 12. Yeah, that should fall under F. Just hit one backspace one more time. Yeah. See, the easy one would be just hit backspace, and hit enter. So it will fall in that exact location. Yes, just hit enter. See. So you don't need to do that on your own, like how many spaces or something. Just go to the next line, hit enter. It will fall in that same location. And make the same change for 15, 16 and 19, 20. And see, that will work. Make that same change here in these two lines also. Hit enter. Yep, solved. In that print also. Yep, that's it. Else colon enter. Yeah. Now run it.
Well, if perhaps you have forgot.
Comma. Hold on. Where exactly you're getting line number 20? F
Right?
is equal to. No. These all are. Oh, you have. Okay. See, it happened in from line 8. So come to any new block and let me explain you. Go to a new block. Just come down. Yeah. Just write a print statement. Print print. Yeah. Bracket. Then within inverted comma, just put yes. Just write some whatever you feel. Yes, and hit enter. No, not in, sorry, control enter. So what I meant was just run this line. Yes. So print is printing everything which comes within this block. Now let's say you had a value. So just go here and just have a value A is equal to 10. Just outside this print statement, just go to the next line or the previous line. A is equal to 10. Run it. Control enter. Yes. Now in the top, if you want this 10 value to come next to the enter statement, what you have to do, there are two options. Go to the print line now. After enter name, there is this inverted comma. You can either write a plus sign or you can put a comma. So best would be put a comma here and then write A and run it. So that's how you can combine values and you can just print it. So enter name is a normal print statement and A is a variable which has a value in it. So I want to print both. So I have to use a comma here because these two are two things, not one. Now go a little up on line 8. So you have done that on line 12. You have just put some value 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. See, now it's working. Select is not defined. Just go a little up. Again, S is in capital on line 5. S should be in lowercase. Yes. Now run it.
ADDITION, no?
Yeah, that is fine. That is just to tell the user. So those are, that will not restrict Python to run it. As far as the syntaxes are good, Python will execute. Okay, hold on. Why it is not taking these values? Okay, just go a little up. A is equal to, okay, okay, I understood the problem. So what you have to do, just copy line 2 and 3, just copy that whole thing AB. No, line 2 and 3.
2 and 3, okay.
Yeah, these two values, just cut Control X. Yes, and then within the function. So where is the function? Where are the functions you have defined?
Here.
No, you have not defined the functions. Oh, that's why it's giving an error. So you have to define the functions, right? So there is nothing called add. So you have to write def add. So that whole part is missing. Okay, let me, yeah, def space add within bracket, put a comma b, colon after the inverted comma, no, outside the bracket, hit enter, return a plus b. Yes, now you have defined the add function. Similarly, you have to define the rest of the functions. Now do one thing, just execute this part. Run the code again and press 1 because select comes under 1. Just type 1. No, just type 1. Second. You've selected 1, right?
Yeah.
Just run it once. So first it's asking enter the two numbers. So first number will be, let's say 5, hit enter, and it will take another number. Put some other number, 6. And now select accordingly. So just type 1. Oh, again, it's an issue. So I understand. So just go a little up. And these are the silly mistakes that we do. So just go a little up. See, the input statement is not matching with any of the sequences because input comes in string line 7. On line 7, this select has a string value in it, which is not matching with anything. So all you have to do is just put an int before input. Just before input, no. Select is equal to int of the whole input. Select is equal to int bracket and end the bracket at the very end after division. Ekdam at the end of the line. Yes, now this has been converted to an integer. Now it will match with any of the 1, 2, 3, 4 values. Yes, now it is working. It's
And this
taking
program also I got some errors. The previous one, BMI.
BMI, you got some errors. Okay. The formula looked fine. These two are in integer. If BMI less than equal to 19, then print this. Oh, your else if. See, the else are not in line with the if statement. So the indentation, you have to keep that in mind. Yes. No, yeah, it will be on the end of line 8, at the starting of line 8. Same as if. Yes.
But here, if we enter and press enter, means it is coming here only, no?
Yeah, but the else if is not part of this print statement. So else if will be part of the if statement. So that's why they will follow same structure. Now, within else if what you want to do, you just want a print. So that will be in that particular block. Hit enter, yes. And also there is one error here on line 8, 20 less than BMI less than 30. Because this has to be within a range. Just take out the comma. The comma is wrong. Yes. Now this should work. And also on line 13, you have written BMIL or something. There is nothing called BMIL. And also you have to print it. The print on line 14, you are not printing anything. Go back, just hit, it will be on the, yes. So BMI1 should be equal to the value which you are printing. Yeah, here. So just best would be just copy paste. Just copy paste BMI1 to here. So in that case, it will be exactly same. No, the hyphen. You have given a hyphen. BIL1, line 14 still has that error. So there is no value called B, this one.
PMIO.
Yeah. So it will be on line 13. So whatever line 13 is where you're storing the outcome of the BMI function.
Is this BMI1?
Yeah. You can write it anything, Ranjit. So it not necessarily has to be what I've written. This is the name of the variable. Again, it's wrong. The values are not matching. See, BMI1 and you have written BMI in the print statement.
So 70, 703.
No. On line 13, yes, just copy only BMI1. Just copy that part, BMI1.
Okay.
Not the entire thing. Yes, only this part. BMI1. Copy and just it will be here. Yeah, exactly. Just replace it. Double click, Control V. Perfect. Okay, one more mistake. There is one more mistake. This will not work. You have to first calculate the BMI value. You have to then see if it is falls within this range. Or the thing that you have done is this will all be shifted by one more position. Hold on, you do one thing, just copy paste what I have done. Just 1 second. The if else will be within the function, Ranjit. So they are not something, they will not be like outside or something. So can you just copy paste the code on the chat window and paste it here?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So now that it is working. So you understood, right? So the if else has to be within the function because BMI is a local variable within the function only. So if I try to access it from outside, it will not be able to, it will throw an error. So it has to be something within the function. So that is with the BMI. And with calculator, the only difference is, so once the calculator works, I have to add one more condition saying if the condition is true, just so that this whole thing will keep on running. And every time it will ask me whether I want to stop the calculator or not. That's it. Otherwise, it will keep on running. So yeah, so that is on the, okay, let me share my screen now. Yeah. So that is on the calculator part. So this is how traditionally a calculator works. So these are the types of functions, these are the type of Python codings that you will encounter rarely in a real world. Mostly things that you would be doing are functions, list tuples for entering numbers. Like here, I have taken only one number, one value, only one value at a time. Here, instead of one value, your need would be to take a list of numbers, probably 10 numbers, and B will be another 10 numbers, and then you have to do the sum. So I'm just giving an example. So more or less that's how this should be. So that is how, so that's one of the functions. Now you can come up with anything. You can just think of a logic like the other day I was just talking about, voting eligibility of a person. So just think it through. It has to be a function. That function will take your date of birth as the input. That date of birth will be considered with today. So what is the date of, the date time today? So it will do a subtraction and it will see whether the year of date of birth and today 2024, if a minus b is greater than equal to 18 or not. If it is greater than equal to 18, that means you are eligible to vote, else you are not eligible to vote. So that's also another function. So yeah. Okay, now let's see something on file import output. Now we have we explored a little on the files import export, specifically on CSVs. So this is something that we tried last day. This was for CSV and Excel, and for that the package that we have, the module that we have is Pandas, which is the best. But how to import export small text files? Because let's say there is a small text file which has my system username and password. So let's say I'm working with a company and I have all list of all the credentials. So that will be a small text file, right? So for reading with those kind of things, there is a thing called IO, input output. So I will be using that. And how do we do it? So for that we use, so for that we just use the file input output to do it with the open statement. So let's see how this works. Open is a function. So all you need to do is just type shift tab and this will tell you what it does. So open file and return a stream. Stream means outputs, set of outputs. Raise OS error upon failure. So if like there is some syntax error or something else, it will say there is an operating system error. Now file is either a text file or a bytes string giving the name. So that is how it should be. So essentially open has two inputs. It takes two inputs. One is the file and one is the mode. So these are the two, rest all are default values. So it's okay if you put some value, it's absolutely okay if you ignore it because these are default keywords not needed to be filled. Essentially two things. First, the location of the file, and second, what is the mode. Now what is mode? These are the mode. These are the right. These are the modes. Now mode means this will, oh my god, it's changed the entire structure. Okay, so a mode means what are the different types of operation you can do it. So R means you just want to read a text file. W means you want to write something into the, or truncate the first file, or the something you want to write. X means you want to create a new file and open it for writing. So these are the different ones that we can do. Let's try some basic ones.